Alright, I really don't know how to describe this, but I feel like I've been sleeping with an upside down coat hanger in my mouth these last few nights, boys and girls. Can't seem to wipe the smile from my face. The Strickland boner is still going strong, and to boot, this is my 100th video on this channel. Not even this dusty looking card can ruin my mood. To be real, value is kind of hard to find on this one, but I'm going to give it a crack. Let's break this perfectly adequate card down right now. Holy shit, what a match to start the card off. Yeah, I'm joking. This is terrible. I don't care, you don't care, we all don't care. I guess I'm going to take Knutsson. Pretty sure I saw this hoe on the Contender Series, and her performance was not worthy of a contract on that night, yet somehow here she is. At least she won though, whereas Mann was brutally head kick KO'd in her Contender Series bout by Bruna Brazil. What the fuck are we doing here? Jesus Christ. At minus 485 for Knutsson, you couldn't get me to take that bet with your money. Parlay fluffer maybe, but I'm staying well clear of this monstrosity. Yeah, sheesh, this is another nutty one. I completely forgot about Alex Reyes, and while I was trying to figure out why, it quickly occurred to me that the man hasn't had a win in about 5 years. This card, man, it just goes from... Anyway, Charlie Campbell does look like a decent prospect. He's in a great gym at Longo Weidman. Well, it's an alright gym, so you would expect a strong takedown game to go along with what he's demonstrated as a pretty sharp kickboxer. I can't pick Alex Reyes. He's fought twice in 5 years and is far older than the active Campbell, who I expect to wear him down and possibly teabag him at some point in the contest. Again, who really cares about this one? Yeah, I tweeted about who people think the hottest female UFC star is, and it got over 2 million views, and Cortez came up commonly as the hottest. I'd personally go with Baby Shark or Viana, but anyway, I digress. Nobody mentioned her skill, by the way. Now, I picked against Jasudavicius a while back against Fernandez, I think it was, and she totally dominated her. Beat up Maverick as well, who was a little bit hot and cold, so I'm not sure how to take that. I'm mostly going with her in this one, because she's the dog and on the rise. I expect her to be stronger and apply a takedown game here, which I don't think Cortez is going to be able to handle. The over is a decent play, as Jasmine's loss to Elise Reed is genuinely terrifying, and I'll get to that pudding later. I like her to win this one though. Have the tissue and lotion ready. Yeah, I'm confused here. I thought Chairez was fighting a different opponent, but he's listed as fighting Daniel De Silva on UFC.com, so I'm just going to roll with that. I'll make adjustments in the comments should there be any change to the bout. Chairez is a sizable favourite in this one, but I quite like Daniel De Silva. He's durable, can crack, and the odds are not enticing in the slightest. Flyweight KOs are kind of less likely, and both men will be competent as hell on the ground, so I won't be risking money on a Chairez money line and taking my first overplay of the card here. You can get good on the fight to go over 1.5 as a parlay fluffer, and over evens on the fight to go over 2.5 if you're feeling a little bit spicy. Flyweights are skilled and fun, and while these men are unknown to casual audiences, this should be a pretty fun scrap. Yeah, if you ever need confirmation that the UFC are really full of scumbags, look no further than the matchmaking on this one. Josh Fremd is coming off a win against 13-10 Jamie Pickett. I know, amazing, and made it look close, which is not a good sign. And now he's being thrown into the deep end with an axe murderer like Copylov, who, don't be fooled by the perm, is a banger. I can't help but feel this is a goddamn trap of some kind. This is how bad this matchup is. Fremd is taller, but they have a similar reach, and Copylov is just far more explosive and looking better with every passing fight. You can get better value at under 2.5 than a Copylov win, so I'd maybe play that if you're looking to bump things up a little bit. But the safe pick and a lava layup parlay for the parlay is probably Copylov on the money line. It's hard to ignore. Fremd is fine. Yeah, this is another one I don't understand and shouldn't really need much of an explanation here. Elise Reed is a dumpy Jill of no trades that simply should not be getting this level of a step up in competition. Now, Godinez is a decision merchant, so the over is very enticing here. I don't think too highly of her either, but the level of competition at least she's faced is way higher, and that's really saying something when we remember that generally the majority of the female roster are pretty fucking terrible. Reed might be crappy, but at least she can take a beating and will dog tough it out. So I like the over 1.5 here as a more valuable prop. No fucking way would I ever bet on any woman at minus 470. Fuck that. Take the overall day. Yeah, this one's going to be war. I really love this fight. Both men are going to come out to smash, and we are really going to need, this in a potentially horrible dud of a card. I bet against Carl Nelson last time out, but that was not my fault. I credited Builder with having a brain larger than a fucking grape and was incorrect. I don't have access to the MRI, so I don't know what you were expecting. While Nelson will get in there and bang, he's not the most technical, and with Padilla being younger, having the reach advantage, being more technical, and having equally big balls, I have to side with him. I think catching Padilla now at -150 is one of the plays of the card, and I expect him to snipe at a tough Nelson and potentially win a unanimous decision. Nelson is tough. I think he's going to hang out there somewhat, but the odds on Padilla are way too juicy to turn down. Yeah, alright, this is a first for me on this channel. I'm going to be straight up with everyone here. Not a single play stands out for me here. And before you call me a bitch, which is true by the way, I'm going to explain why. Now, Zellhuber has the reach advantage and youth advantage here, but he lost to Trey Ogden, man, and really convincingly. And while he did bounce back against Vanatta, he looked cooked. Giagos absolutely starched Rick Den in his last fight, who we all thought was a tough out. But then just before that, he gets manhandled and strangled by Moises in pretty much less time than it takes for me to boil an egg or jack one out. They both finished. They can both tough out decisions. So reluctantly, I'm going to have to go with that. From a betting standpoint, I'd stay away. But if you have to take the action, the over 2.5 is the only one I can mildly get behind. Jesus, man. What the fuck is this? Don't tell me this is the feature fight. You know what? It's there on the lineup, but I'm going to assume this is an order misprint. The odds on this one are some of the stupidest I've ever seen. I know Terrence Mitchell just got destroyed by Cameron Simon, but to have him at plus 300 against Jandaroba's pubescent love child is beyond disrespectful. Do I think Rosa Jr. will win? Probably. He's green as fuck though, and while his takedowns, ground game and tenacity are decent, his stand-up is not great, and Mitchell is carrying a 7-inch reach advantage on him at bantamweight. I see no value here whatsoever, even as a parlay fluffer. Rosas should edge this, but he's way too green to be a fucking -450 favorite against anyone. Fuck that. Holy shit, the people's main event. What a goddamn fun matchup this is. Again, this is a really tough one to pick. Holland is a savage at welterweight and has been on an absolute tear lately. What impresses me most about this man is despite his fat mouth, which I have no problem with by the way, Deuce hilarious, he clearly works on his game constantly and levels up consistently. His takedown defense is so much more improved, not that I think he's going to need it in this one, and on the feet he's creative and can seriously bang. Maddalana is someone I was really high on, but in his last fight, which I thought he won, the weaknesses in his technical grappling were on full display there. The man pulled 3 fucking gillies at this level. I'm going to pick him though for 2 reasons. I think this fight's going to stay standing, and I just think Holland has struggled with strong, powerful guys, and Jack is a beefy welterweight that can really crack. This is basically his test now. Is Jack really legit or not? I won't be betting on this. The intrigue is enough to get my balls tingling, but I've backed Jack during his entire UFC run, and I think his last close shave will have humbled him a little bit and lit a fire under him. Great fight though, no sarcasm I swear. I'm going to just slightly edge Maddalana on this one. Great fight. Alright, this is the main event of the evening, and to be honest, it is a worthy one. Last fight was pretty closely contested. I thought Shevchenko looked a step behind for most of the fight, but was kind of edging on the scorecards. I know that makes no sense. Maybe she did underestimate Grasso a little. Hard not to do when people are sucking you off and calling you the most dominant flyweight ever. Yeah, I said it. Until I can confirm there's no hidden salami under there, I'm leaving that out there. Most people highlighted the stupid spinning mistake that led to Grasso capitalizing and getting Shevchenko's back, but she knew that was a risk going in and just couldn't help herself. I expect this one to be technical, with rounds dripping away in the clinch and on the ground, and that's why I have to take the over 3.5 on this one. Both are really good and capable of beating the other. I respect your money, and I think that plus 1.5 for it to get past the midway point of the 4th round is the best value play here. Should be technical. Shevchenko does actually deserve a rematch, unlike a certain Israel Adesanya. So yeah, way too close for me. I'm just going to leave it there. Alright, weekend picks roundup. As usual, I've done my little color coding system here. You want the surefire ones. Copylov on the money line. Godinez and Reed to go over 1.5. Zellhuber and Giagos to go over 2.5. I'm not terribly confident on that. Grasso and Shevchenko to go over 3.5 I like, and the Campbell money line should be pretty good. The ones in yellow, again, not overly confident, but you know, I feel like they should come through. And to be honest, with the way that the odds are on Rosa Jr. and Mitchell, I'm staying the fuck away from that one, and I think you should as well. All right, just gonna highlight the record again for the people who don't know. Incredible record this year, 69%, my favorite number. Anyway, I'll catch you all for the breakdown of this one on Saturday. I'm going to try and do a couple of videos in between. Have a great rest of the week, and thanks to the new subscribers and everyone who's been consistently checking things out. I really appreciate every single one of you. Take care, and I'll see you all during the week. I'm out.